Well, hello, everybody. Becky Brett here, your executive coach for nonprofit leaders. I help you become $1 million fundraisers so that you can raise more money, fulfill your mission with ease, with a lot less stress, without burning out, with more alignment, all the good things that you're here to do on this earth. And I am here today to talk about specifically activating your board's network because, I have this theory that it's not really your board's job to fundraise. You're the professional. You are the professional. And so it is your job to be asking for money. Your board's job is connections, introductions, and advocacy. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So I've been talking over the last few weeks about the reasons why your board isn't fundraising and what you can do about it. And one of those reasons is network blindness. So they don't think that they have the right people in their network. So we're going to talk about that. Also, I just realized I don't even have my notes pulled up because I'm so excited. I just got some great news. Oh my God, I'm such a dork. It's okay. I am a dork. And you know that about me. But let me pull up my notes really quick or really slowly, depending on how this is all going. Let's see. Here we go. Notes for today, because look, as spontaneous as I like to be on camera, I do plan these things out because I want to bring you as much value as I can. I know, oh my gosh, between all the breaking news and just the craziness we're dealing with right now, your time is valuable. I know you don't have a lot of it. You're probably trying to absorb so much information right now, and it's hard. So I want to bring you the most that I can in the time we have together. And so thank you for being here. Also, my the necklace I'm wearing, this was made by a friend of mine. Oops, let me see. There we go. Moonstone wrapped in a tree of life. And I just realized the way it's sort of sitting, it's like getting caught between my boobs. So professional Becky. There we go. So I just raised it up a bit and then got my usual. Okay, look, I hope you enjoy these behind the scenes moments because they are so real. And I'm glad you're here with me. Okay. Let me first share the good news I literally just got 10 minutes ago. For my biggest client, aka my day job, which is with Changemakers Hawaii, or Changemakers Hawaii, however you want to say it. You're supposed to say Hawaii. I feel a little bit, I don't know. I do my best when I speak Hawaiian. But with Changemakers Hawaii, I applied to be a community pilot program through an organization called Social Current, and we just got the letter today that we are in. We're one of the pilot communities, and I'm so super excited because we are working to completely overhaul how philanthropy works in the United States, and we're going to use our little island as a test zone. And I'm just like, I'm so excited because also they're going to make a documentary about the process. So that's going to be part of this. And oh my God, I'm so super excited about it. And I just got the letter. So that's what's happening here on Hawaii Island right now. It's a gorgeous day outside. If you follow me on social media, you know my desk faces my front yard and my driveway because I like to see who's coming towards my house. But it's a gorgeous day. You may hear birds. I don't know how the microphone is on this. Oakley is napping right over there. And I am a ray of fucking sunshine, you know. Okay, let's get into that's a quick Hawaii life update. Is there anything else I want to say about that? Okay, Hawaii life. I do want to say one more thing. I think what we're going to focus on in our pilot program in terms of like what charity, what philanthropy, what kind of change do we want to affect, in addition to how philanthropy works. Because we believe that when funders and charitable organizations come together early in the process, trust is built, and this is how we can affect real change instead of this little project by project, year by year change that is not real. It's not sustainable. It's not like, it's real for that moment, but it doesn't last. It's like eating a snack instead of a meal. And it's funny I use that analogy because here on Hawaii Island, and I think the whole state of Hawaii, we have a food security problem because of how much processed food is consumed and how much commercial farming just destroyed the land, the agricultural land here. There's a food security problem, and if the boats stop coming, we have less than 2 weeks of food. And I get that probably on the continent there is not a lot of food in a grocery store, but it is easier to get that food than it is on an island because you can just truck it, truck, train, airplane. You could walk it if you needed to. But on an island, we are surrounded by thousands of miles of ocean, and we can't just get a truck of food over here. So food security is a big issue, and that is the thing that we're going to work on as we remake philanthropy also, because we believe that we should have real lasting change. We're not status quo makers, we're change makers. So that's what I wanted to share with you, that food security is very much an issue here on the island, even though we live in the tropics and basically a year-round growing season. And we're going to work to fix that, like for real. And then build a model that can be used with other types of issues around the world, other types of organizations, other types of people. I don't know, like we're doing something big, and I'm really excited because this is all happening right now. Okay. Focus, Becky. Don't you love that I'm live? And here we go. Okay. Let me just pop this window out, my live streaming window out, and pop open my my notes so that I can read those. There we go. Okay. Ooh, y'all, thank you for riding this wave of excitement with me. Seriously, like, this is so awesome. Okay. I have a fun fact for you. Did you know that 80% of board members are sitting on a gold mine of connections that they never use? Also, that fact is completely made up, but it feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like it. It's like you joined our board and you know so many people I don't know. Why do I not know them yet? Your boards, like, their biggest responsibility when it comes to fundraising is not to ask for money. It's to introduce you to people who care about what you care about. So even that's not about introducing. Notice I didn't say their job is to introduce you to people who have money. Their job is to introduce you to people who care about what you care about. Okay. Have you ever sat in a board meeting? And I've so many times, you guys. Have you ever sat in a board meeting and said, okay, it's time for our annual appeal. We're passing around the mailing list. Please add people, or, it's time to add people to our mailing list. And you get crickets. crickets. I want to share a story with you, if I may, of a time when the organization I worked for, that I was the executive director of, desperately needed money. Like, it got to a point where, so when I came into this organization, and I love them, and they're doing so well right now. But I was the first full-time paid executive director for an organization that had existed decades, literal decades, longer than I've been alive. So before I joined them. So everything was pretty much volunteer run. But when I joined them, the volunteers decided they just didn't feel like fundraising anymore. It's more complicated than that, obviously. But they just didn't have the energy for it. And I get it. It can feel like such a grind if all you're doing and the way that you view it is, I'm always begging people for money. Don't do that. If it ever feels like you're begging people for money, stop, because you're not going to be effective and it's not a sustainable energy. So when I came in, there was a funding crisis, and I really wanted to start some different programming. And the board said, well, here's the deal. Also my paycheck was iffy because they didn't actually have the money to pay me sometimes. So here's how I did it. Oakley, thank you. There's a truck outside and Oakley doesn't like it. So anyway, I dug into their fundraising records, their old donor records. I tell you, I pulled out programs because this was a festival. I pulled out programs from decades earlier because I wanted to see who was sponsoring it, what families that were still around were listed as donors back in the day. And I uncovered a 5-figure, let me say that out loud again without a frog in my throat, a 5-figure donor who had just, I guess, sort of been forgotten about, or maybe because of the long history in a small town, maybe they had a falling out. I don't know. But as the new executive director, I had an opportunity to come in and introduce myself, reintroduce the organization, just kind of see, I don't know, do things differently. And that family foundation ended up giving us 5 figures that year. And for each year after that I worked there, they probably still give that amount of money. They also helped fund some new initiatives because I was able to rebuild the relationship and find out what excited them about the work we were doing. So your network is your net worth. You've probably heard that. If you haven't, that's my gift to you. I wish it was an original quote to me. It's not. I don't remember who originally said it, but your network is your net worth. And when it comes to your board and their relationships, I'm going to give you some tools to help them overcome their network blindness and actually build relationships with you and for you, for your organization. Okay. Someone said your network blindness. Let me get this right. Network blindness is like having a Ferrari in your garage, but thinking it's just a sedan. There's your car metaphor. I'm not a car person, but it resonated. Here's how you know that your board is suffering from network blindness. So they are consistently underestimating their sphere of influence. They feel hesitant to reach out to connections. They forget about past professional relationships. You probably have a lot of retired people on your board, and they probably know more people than they think they know. And then they're not recognizing the value of their board position. So there's a ripple effect that comes from board influence. Let me dive a bit deeper into that. So a board position has direct influence. So they've got the positional authority of their board position. They have their immediate professional network, and then they also can influence your organization's stakeholders just because they're on the board. So, for example, if you as the executive director identify an organization or a business you want to sponsor you, probably there's somebody on your board who has a relationship with somebody in that business, for example. So that board member reaching out on your behalf carries more weight and more direct influence than you, the executive director. And this is how your board can help you. Your board member also has secondary influence. So think like LinkedIn second degree connections. They have their own industry reputation, and they have media and public relations potential. Oh, here's something that we did that the organization I used to work for did really well. And that is that they put their board members on television to represent the organization. So in the week leading up to the festival, we booked time on all the morning talk shows, the local morning talk shows, and a board member chair of different committees would appear on the morning show. So let them be your media team also, because they carry weight and influence just by virtue of sitting on your board. And then there's this multiplier effect. So there is a trust factor that increases in professional circles. There is access that they bring to exclusive networks, and they have authority in decision-making contexts, not just with your organization. So they can think about their network as, okay, where else do I have decision-making authority that can help this organization? And let's not, like, it doesn't have to be gross or insider information or nepotism. It's just caring about the same things you care about. Like it doesn't have to involve a conflict of interest. So just let's think about that in a more compassionate and generous kind of way, is what I want to say with that. Okay, so I have a quick win strategy for you. This is a great time to grab a pen. I know we're like 18 minutes into this video, and I'm just now getting to a strategy that can help you. But you know what? I wanted to give a lot of background, give you some context, and then we're going to go into this strategy. All right. It's still morning here, by the way. I go live at 8:30 a.m. Hawaii time, and hence the consistent consuming of coffee. Okay, so this is called the power of three. And rather than hand your board member a form that has like 18 different spots for them to fill in names and addresses for your annual appeal, I'm going to invite you to do this exercise in a board meeting, or even in your in a development committee meeting or a finance committee meeting, and just focus on three. And I'm gonna map this out with you. Okay, so the power of three is a strategic networking approach that simplifies relationship building by focusing on just three key connections at a time. Let me break it down. Okay, so rather than trying to activate your entire network all at once, which can be overwhelming, you focus on cultivating just three strategic relationships for a specific purpose. Okay, so here's how you select your three. You pick one industry peer. You pick one potential mentor or advisor, because I probably shouldn't. Okay, but I always have to say this. When you ask for advice, people give you money. So pick one potential advisor or mentor, and then one cross-industry connection. So, for example, if your board member is the CEO of your local grocery chain, they probably know people in trucking or food service, or even across another nonprofit. Maybe there's an opportunity for nonprofit partnerships. So, one cross industry connection. And then we're going to map out the purpose of this connection. So, set specific goals for each connection, identify the mutual benefit to that connection knowing your organization, and then create a timeline for engagement. So that's how you're going to map out these relationships. Tell you what, would it be helpful if I had a PDF of this? If that would be helpful, comment below. Let me know, and I'll make that. So, okay, action steps. You want to research their current activities. So this involves some light cyber stalking. You want to craft a personalized outreach to them. And it doesn't have to take forever to think about it. It can be just like, hey, Sammy, I saw that, or congratulations on the new store opening, for example. Or I saw the grandkids are doing great in their school play, or whatever it is. Just craft something personal to reach out to them. And then have a follow-up strategy. This is where having a donor relations management system comes in handy. So something that is sort of like a CRM, but for donations. And there are tons of them out there. I do not have a recommendation for you because you can get as complicated as, I think, Salesforce operates. Oh gosh, is it Tessitura? Yeah, I don't know, but there's lots of them out there. So whatever you're using, use something, even if it's an Excel spreadsheet, use some sort of CRM or DRM, donor relationship management system, so that you have a follow-up strategy in place. Because it's going to take a few times reaching out before you actually establish that connection or schedule that coffee or that Zoom call. And then it helps to have, okay, the last recommendation in this is it helps to have a contact template. So it does help to have like a message template so that it's professional, but also personal in tone. This is where AI can be really helpful. I know I like to just sort of word vomit into my AI and then tell it to rewrite with a warm professional tone. So if you've gotten an email from me in the last year, probably that's what happened. That's how it was written. Also in your contact template, you want to have a value proposition. So like here's, and that's where it helps to know what the mutual benefit is. So, hey, I would love to talk with you about how we can support you in this, or how we might be able to increase your visibility here, or whatever it might be. So have a value proposition and then a clear call to action. A lot of times we just reach out and say, hey, I noticed you're doing great. Good job. And that's it. But you want them to actually get in touch with you and schedule something. So have a very clear call to action. All right. So those are that's the how you, excuse me. Just give me a sec. One more sip of coffee before I get this thought out of my head. That is the power of 3 method. There we go. Okay. So select your 3, map out the purpose, define your action steps, and have a template so it's easy to make the contact. Okay. So pro tip answer. I have a pro tip for you. Whenever they say, I don't know anyone with money, especially if you're a startup nonprofit, you probably get this a lot. You've probably said it a lot. I don't know people with money. I don't know anyone with money. Okay, this is your $1 million reality check. All right. And here's the truth. It might sting a little. You probably interact with wealthy people all the time. You just don't recognize them. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can recognize them. Ooh, this is a good one. I feel like I should charge money for this one. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it to you. Your dentist, likely a millionaire. Your kids' friends' parents, some of them are probably worth 5 million. That quiet guy at church, he could be worth 10 million. Your college alumni network is a gold mine. Here's why you think you don't know anyone with money. First of all, especially right now, we are in a cultural time where wealthy people often don't look wealthy. Oh, I'm noticing, especially here in Hawaii, the people with the most money look like beach bums. Like no one wears socks. No one wears long pants. People in like ratty, probably board shorts and an aloha shirt have the most money. So they don't look wealthy, and they are wealthy because they don't spend money on that outward appearance. So you can tell like it's more of a quality versus quantity. It's very quiet. If you're looking for obvious signs of wealth, those people are probably in debt. Just pro tip right there. Life experience speaking on that one. And then you probably haven't really done a network audit. So, okay, oh my God. Oh, I'm giving so much away. Okay. So one of the things I do when I do a fundraising audit, which is always the first step to work with me, is I'm going to have you open your phone contacts right now. And I want you to write down everyone, speaking of phone, bing, my phone's going off. I want you to write down everyone who owns a business, has a professional degree, lives in an affluent area, serves on any board, works in finance, tech, or the medical field, and has been at their job for over 20 years. These are the people who have money. So congratulations. You probably just found 10 people in your own network who have money or who would know people who have money. So the real secret is to stop looking for rich people and start looking for people who care about your cause. Wealthy people don't give because they're wealthy. They give because they're passionate about making an impact. Let me say that again. Wealthy people don't give you money because they're wealthy. They give you money because they are passionate about making an impact. And that is your job. So, next steps. If I were to give you some next steps, which I always like to end by giving you next steps, schedule coffee with your dentist, for example. Maybe not coffee with your dentist. I don't know. But you can join your alumni LinkedIn group. Attend one professional association meeting. Ask your board who their financial advisors are. Remember, wealth is often invisible and connection opportunities are everywhere. You just need to open your eyes to them. Connection opportunities are everywhere. And remember, so here's some brain nerd stuff. This is coming from my NLP certification, or neurolinguistic programming. So our brain filters in so much information. So little, I should say, actually. So much targeted information. That's what I want to say. So we receive, I want to say, like 5 billion bits of data. And our brain allows in, I think, like 50. Okay. So again, not real numbers. Check me on those. But that's kind of the ratio we're working with right now. So you can only process so much, which means your brain filters in what you decide consciously or subconsciously. But you decide that you want to see certain things. This is why when you decide you want a Subaru as your new car, shout out to Subaru. I'm not sponsored by them. Uh, would that be hilarious if I was sponsored by Subaru? Oh my gosh. But let's say you decide you want a Subaru as your next car, then you see Subaru cars everywhere on the road, or you decide you want a red car, you see red cars. Maybe red's not the right example. You decide you want a dark blue car, and you see dark blue cars everywhere. So your reticular activating system, that's what that is, will filter in the things that you want for your life, that you decide. And so you make the conscious decision, and then your subconscious goes to work filtering it in. This is why it's important to identify the types of people who care about what you care about, and decide consciously that you're going to filter that in, that that's who you want to meet, that's who you want in your orbit. And then you will start to notice more of those people around you. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, please comment that it makes sense. If not, let me know, and I'll do a special video just on like subconscious reprogramming of your mind, which is fascinating. Okay, all of this to say, if you need help, going back to my notes now. If you need help identifying the hidden network opportunities or the hidden opportunities in your network, please comment below. Just comment the word audit, and I will reach out to you somehow. I haven't figured out how to do this yet, but we'll connect. And there are connection points in the description box. Also, be sure, here comes the every video thing, like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell so that you know when I'm going live. Next time I'm going live a day early this week because I've got plans tomorrow. But I think I'm going to go live on Tuesdays now. It seems like a good time to go live, like a teaching Tuesday kind of thing. So I also want to issue you a challenge. So comment below if you're going to take part in this challenge. So in the next 24 hours, this is a power of 3 challenge. That way you can start activating your own network. So in the next 24 hours, from whenever you see this, write down just 3 names. So write down 1 person you admire, 1 person you've lost touch with, 1 person who needs what you have to offer. Ooh. Yep, I do want to say that. 1 person who needs what you have to offer. 1 person who needs the services of your organization, or 1 person who would benefit from serving on your board, or has benefited from your organization and is now doing great. And then I'd love to see you make 1 move to connect with each of those people in the next 24 hours. So it can be a text message, a social media DM, an email. Just make 1 move. And that's it. 3 names and 3 actions in the next 24 hours. And let me know how it turns out for you. All right. And you know what? You don't even need like a spreadsheet or any complicated mapping or anything. Just like send a text, leave a quick voice message, connect on LinkedIn, write a quick email. Just keep it simple, okay? 3 names, 1 person you admire, 1 person you've lost touch with, and 1 person who would probably benefit from being on your board or serving as a volunteer with your organization. All right. That's what I got for now. And I am going to head back to my day job. with changemakers and just spend some time reveling in our success. I may go to the ocean right now, and then I'm thinking about it because I've got some time before my next meeting. So I'm going to go to the ocean and give thanks for this opportunity, this new opportunity that has come in for Changemakers Hawaii. And I will see you next week. Aloha and a hui ho.